Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, September the 18th, 2023. Monday, September the 18th. Well, and I'm going to warn y'all in advance, my asthma's been acting up. I have asthma. I've been living on my inhalers. I think it's for sure the fall allergies are really just bothering me this year. So, I'm going to sound a little wheezy, but whatever. Let's get through this. We have Blair talking to Marty. Marty's all uncomfortable, didn't want her to sit down. She goes, "Aren't you going to invite me to sit down?" He's like, "No." She goes, "Well, thank you very much." And she sits down. She tells the waitress, "Hey, you know what? Two more. What one of what I had over there and another one of him." She probably gonna leave him with the bill. Yes, she did. She left him with the bill, and she's talking, and she's like, "Yeah, I noticed you with that cute blonde brunette." And I'm thinking, cute brunette. And he goes, "I just met her today." She goes, "No, that was Lucy Coe. That's the woman who your pillow talk told her my idea for the Deceptor." And she goes, "I know I never put it into production." He goes, "So you lost nothing. You weren't going to do anything with it." She says, "Well, fact of the matter is, Lucy Cole didn't think of it. She got the idea from you, period." So he goes, "Yeah. And then you cared about it so much that you went and sold it to, and gave it to Tracy Quartermain." She goes, "No, no, 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 no. I didn't give Tracy anything. She bought the rights for a lot of money. So she owns the rights to the Deceptor, which was my idea. So therefore, when Lucy, if she takes this to court, you already know she's going to lose and lose big. Now, she's going to be broke, and she's going to come to you, and you're going to need to make her wife number 4. He goes, "And why would I do that?" She said, "Because I'm sick of paying your alimony, 50,000 a month. Now, if you don't marry her, it's gonna cost you." And she said, "How?" He goes, "How is it gonna cost me?" She said, "Because I'm gonna go to Lucy Coe, and I'm gonna tell her exactly where you got the idea for my Deceptor. She's gonna leave you, and she already would have lost her company. This is gonna cost you big. Now, if you want to at least keep the money you're making, you better convince Lucy that you're going to marry her. Then I won't tell her. Whether she settles with Tracy or goes to court, I don't care. Long as I'm not paying you alimony anymore." And then she gets up and she kisses him on the cheeks. "Nice seeing you again, sugar." And she turns and walks away. So she's at the elevator. She's looking at her cell phone. Lucy comes back, because Lucy, on the other hand, where she was gone, was up bothering Nina, which was really stupid. "I want to know what's going on with Sasha." Nina's like, "I don't have an update on Sasha. I want to know about Sasha too." "Well, because the stock for Deception is tanking, all because of Sasha." And I'm thinking, when you were gone for 6 months, 4 months, with the Victor Cassidy thing, the stock was tanking, and Maxie had to keep the business afloat. So shut up, Lucy. And she goes, "At this rate, I'm going to have to replace Sasha." Nina looks, oh, the Viper cat came out in her. She looked at her and she says, "You'll do no such thing." She goes, "As a businesswoman, you know, sometimes we have to make the hard decisions." Nina stands up, goes to the door, says, "Get out, get out." And Lucy's like, "What? Get out." So Lucy leaves. And then she goes back down to Martin. She was supposed to have met him in the lobby, but she goes back to the restaurant. Now Blair is still at the elevator, and Martin sees her getting ready to walk back into the lobby from that side area. So he goes, rushes over to her, and lays the biggest, longest kiss on her. Woo! She almost, you know how in the old movies, how they lift the leg up. That kiss is so good. Lift up my back leg. Whoever does that in real life? But anyway, she did everything but that. And Blair was glancing back at him, and she saw he was gone at the table. She's like, "Where did he go?" She didn't see him kissing Lucy, but the elevator came, so she just got on the elevator. So, she's putting the squeeze on old Marty, right? So now we have Esme talking to Gregory. She noticed, Gregory's trying to cheer her up, saying, "Think of one happy thought a day." And she was saying that Spencer's going out of town with his girlfriend, Trina. And she overheard Spencer telling Alexis to keep an eye on me because he still doesn't trust me. She goes, "We have been getting really, it was nice, like we were like a family. Spencer really loves his little brother, and Ace just his eyes light up when Spencer comes into the room. But now I find he still doesn't trust me." So there goes family. So Gregory tries to cheer her up, and that's where he came up with finding one good thing a day. And he was saying he tried lavender ice cream for the first time. And I'm thinking, lavender ice cream? Oh my God. But anyway, she said the good thing, he said, "Now what happened good for you today?" And she said, "Ace burped. And when he felt himself and heard himself burp, he let out this big old giggle, or, smile and giggle." And she goes, "Because he thought it was funny." And she goes, "That was the cutest thing to me." And so he goes, "Well, see, you had something good today." Because she was saying she really didn't want to go home. She didn't want to see Spencer, you know. But he goes, "You know what? Go home. Your baby is waiting for you at home." No, Alexis ends up telling her that, because Alexis comes in after she hears Gregory cheer Esme up, and she goes, "Go home to your baby." I think she may have said, "Tell him hi for Aunt Alexis." I don't know what she said, but she told her to go home to her baby. So she's gonna do that. We have Anna. We're still on the tripping, and the person's with the writing on the mirror says, "You think you got away with it? Well, you didn't. You think you're safe, but you're not," right? So that's bugging her. And Valentine's like, "No, no, we're going to find out who's done this." And she goes, "No, this is personal." She says, "None of your clothes are out here. None of them. This is me. They're sending me a message that they can get to me, and they're right." And Valentine says, "No, Anna, that's more than a message. That's a threat." First, I thought Valentine was involved, but no, because realize when her house was set afire, he was on a plane going to New York. She has the flight information. So he didn't burn her house down. And so he goes, "I'm going to see if there's security footage." And she goes, "Look, don't you think they would know to disguise themselves or disable the cameras?" And so Valentine says, "You said yourself, this is amateur, this is personal. So I'm going to check. I'm going to go see, because I'm going to protect you." So he goes to Nina's office, and he goes, "Nina," and Nina had just shown out Lucy. And he goes, "I need your help." And she goes, "Why?" He goes, "I need you to access the footage camera outside of Anna's room." See, I'm thinking her sister's involved. Alex, right? Anna's room. So she goes through, and initially he's like, wait, what was that? Go back. She goes, I didn't see anything. He goes, no, go back, go back. So she goes back, and he goes, okay, no, slow down. And he goes, stop the frame. And they look and they see somebody they recognize. And she's like, oh, and he's like, like, it can't be. So it's like, okay, who is it? Is it Anna's face, which would mean it's her sister, right? Is it Peter August? Because see, it could be Alex, because Peter was her son. And she could be thinking, you think you got away with shooting my son? Well, you didn't. And you think you're safe, you're not safe from me. So I don't know. It's either Anna's flipped it, but no, Anna was out running and came back into her house. I'm gonna say either she's losing her mind, but no, I think it's her sister, or it's somebody completely that we have forgotten about, a character and storyline that we've forgotten about, where Anna is concerned, because she was, into a lot, and there could be quite a number of people after her. Well, chasing Brooklyn, chase, oh, my friend, along my, fast forwarded the entire thing as he tries to pep her spirits up, blah, blah, blah. Get out of here with that. Marshall goes to see Stella. She's working at the hospital now, and Stella, he pulls her aside, and Elizabeth said, it's your break time, Stella. So she goes and talks to him, and he says, Curtis is thinking about selling the Savoy. And Stella's like, no, that's keeping him busy. That's giving him something to look forward to. He goes, but he's thinking about selling it. And he goes, there's a mob boss by the name of Selena Wu who wants it and has been pressuring him. Not pressuring him, but making the offer too good for him to pass up, saying that he's in no condition to successfully run the Savoy. And Stella's like, who she thinks she is? Oh, goodness gracious. So they're talking, we have to put a stop to it. We this, we that, and blah, blah, blah. And at the end, the way Stella was looking, watch, Stella's going to find Selena Wu. Stay away from my nephew. Oh, goodness, Stella. Patient advocate against mob boss. My money's on Selena, Stella. My money's on Selena. So you better be careful, old lady. Right? So I think that's it. No. Then we had a lot of time with Elizabeth, not just talking to Finn. Elizabeth was talking to Stella, because Stella was talking about, how she's the advocate for the patient. And she was saying, like, this one patient here has Dr. Bronson, whatever his name is, who's Gregory's doctor. And Liz knows that, right? And she says, this doctor is strictly a diagnosis doctor, meaning he's going to diagnose your condition. He's good at his diagnoses, but he's going to give you a treatment that's strictly textbook. He's not going to look at you and answer all the questions that you have as a patient. And he was saying, honestly, his workload is too much. Because she's saying, look at all these people. All of these people are assigned to him. These are all his patients. So he doesn't have time to really give personal answers. So she goes, I'm always going behind, going to him on the behalf of the patients to get him to slow down and give some answers so I can give the patient the information they need to make informed decisions. And so Elizabeth told Finn, that, he's strictly textbook. He doesn't look at anything else. He's a good doctor. His diagnoses are usually spot on, but he doesn't take the time, which is why I think they are leading us into, see, that doctor was given the diagnosis by Gregory from the clinic, I think the Mayo Clinic, that he initially got his diagnosis from. That doesn't mean that doctor has really run independent tests to see, because from what we've discussed this before, the disease Gregory has Lyme's disease has the same symptoms. And Lyme's disease is not, it's treatable. It's treatable. It does not have to be a death sentence. It's definitely treatable. So I think now that Finn is going to be looking into getting another doctor, you know, that we're going to look to see good. Gregory's going to have a new leash on life, because I can't see it being over at all. So anyway, that was it, everybody. Not a lot happening. I'm going to go to Comment Corner. Now, Comment Corner, I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. There are 60 comments. Great job. Great. You all are talking to each other like you are watching the soap together. I love that. So I'm going to, this time, I'm diving in the middle and I'm going backwards. Okay, so let's see how many I can get in. But I encourage everybody, when I'm done, go back, because there's some good thoughts here. It's like, I love the theories, some history that's given, you know, on GH. So let's dive right in. Dacia says, Nicholas is so selfish. Lead his son, or let his son think he's dead again. Well, not necessarily dead. Spencer doesn't think his father's dead. He thinks his father's a coward and has run away, which he is now. Did he make mistakes by letting Spencer think he was dead again? Spencer will be angry with his father again. Nicholas hasn't learned anything from the past mistakes. Nicholas let his little son Ace think his father is dead. Well, Ace don't know. Ace don't know nothing about a daddy. Ace do know, I like this man. That's my brother, or that's Spence. And I like the love Spence gives me. He doesn't know anything about where's a daddy? How would he know that, right? Portia will change the DNA test and let Trina think that Spencer is Ace's father. That's if they take one. So she'll try to break up Spencer and Trina. And Portia will lose her daughter for a scheme, for a scheme, conveying, manipulate, and trying to break up Spencer and Trina. And Trina will never forgive her mother. You know, in soap operas, they're mad, but they'll forgive each other. If in fact that happens, unfortunately, it'll be about a year before they tell the truth about Ace. And then Trina will be upset at her mother for about 4 months, and then blah, blah, blah. I am says Nicholas only cares about money like all other Cassadines. Oh, I forgot to push start on my stopwatch. Lisa says, you watch Esme try to read those papers so she can see how much money she can get in baby Ace's name, since she said Ace is Nicholas's son, which he is, but guess what? Gregory got to her before she could read the papers. And Lucy says Alexis put those papers in her bag before she left. I think she might have shoved those papers in her bag. Sabrina says, hey, Lisa, those papers were the brown portfolio. And when Alexis left, she had the brown portfolio in her hands. Also, Esme only heard what was said about her and Ace. She didn't, that's true, hear anything about the trust. For Esme to get anything, she would have to take Nicholas to court, and would require a DNA to prove Ace, that he is Ace's father. Nicholas left her nothing, otherwise she would be gone. And then she also says, Sabrina also says, other than her job at the Invader, she had no other source of income. Her trust is hold that her parents had left her, is on hold that her parents has left her. Actually, it shouldn't be on hold. I don't think she just knows how to access it. And it's only like a stipend a week, nothing like Spencer, right? She is depending on Spencer. Lisa says, Sabrina, thank you. I missed that Alexis put it in her brief bag as she was walking out. Sandy says, Esme is going to do something to stop Spencer and Trina's weekend. Absolutely, she is. PE says Nicholas has lost his mind when Emily was murdered. Unfortunately, he never got it back. He had no sense of family anymore. In a word, he has become a Cassadine. Papa and Grandpa would be so proud. LaShanta says, I knew Marty stole it, but I didn't know it was Blair. I know Blair owns a cosmetic company. She was saying that today, Uh-huh. She owns a cosmetic company like I own a cosmetic company. Where did that money, where Blair got that money from? And they wrote that in. Well, I mean, Blair has money. She used to didn't. I forget how Blair had money on One Life to Live. Maybe from some of her marriages. She was married to Asa at one point in time. So she could have been getting excellent alimony. I'm over Anna, Valentine, Ava. Carly was on her. She's still lying. I can't stand Tracy, but she's right about Lucy. She put Valentine at ELQ. I remember that. And then Lisa says, you're right. It was her one vote that let Valentine take the top seat at ELQ. He talked her into it. I am says Blair is Dorian Lord's niece. That's right. Dorian was super rich. Blair was married to Max, con artist, and Todd Manning, the love of her life. Yes, it was. Todd was Victoria Lord's brother, Megabucks. The Lords ran Land View. And then I am says, thank you very much for all you do, Miss Daily Recap Lady. I am also says, if Valentine's daddy dearest isn't dead, the Cassadines never die. Well, that's true. They tend to come back. And Linda says, Valentine is not Mikos' son. Valentine is Victor Cassadine's son. He was the firstborn of Nikos Cassadine, the biological son, to inherit the estate, I believe. Valentine was Elena Cassadine's son and really had no claim to the estate. Linda says, I believe they are royal blood Cassadines. Everybody but Valentine. And then I am says, I'm speaking of Victor Cassadine being the one tormenting Anna, not the inheritance. And then I am says, that's funny how much Anna and Nina despise Carly. Ava and Nina despise Carly. Yet when in trouble, they run to her, or I guess trouble comes. Nina never told Sonny that Carly calmed her down. Of course not. Nina still hasn't told Sonny about Sasha. Go figure, right? Why is that still not happening? Linda says, I totally see your point. She would not be able to give Carly credit for helping her. If she can complain about Carly, she doesn't mention her to Sonny. And then Linda says, bingo. And then Miss Sims, M. Sims says, amen. And let's see, what time is it? You know what, everybody? I am at the end of 10 minutes and woo, there's still a whole slew of comments. So go ahead, read those comments. It's really exciting to get all the thoughts and the conversation from General Hospital. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap.